Hello, everybody, and welcome to another My Music. Today's My Music is a bit special. I'm going to be talking to the wonderful Hayley, who I've known online and roundabout for a long, long time, but we've never actually spoken in person. That's the beauty of onlineness these days, is that you can meet with people, you can come in and out of their kind of social circle, but you've never actually met. So it's good to actually finally meet you in person and get to
Thank
know a
you.
little bit more about you. We will be finding out together about Hayley, her music, and everything about her straight after this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
Hayley, thank you for joining me. Where are you coming
It's
from?
Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes, shopping as it should be.
Yes, I'm actually in Woburn Sands, sort of village, a nice village, but it's turning into the city. As you know, everything is now. It's getting too busy.
Right, okay. So I know that area like the back of my hand because I was born and bred in Bedfordshire. I was actually born in Dunstable, and then after a year we moved to Wootton, which is, do you know Wootton? It's just outside of
Yeah,
Bedford.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I spent my childhood in and around that area, and of course, when the shopping centre opened at Milton Keynes in the 1970s, which I do remember because I'm that old, and the advert, if people want to go and try and find it on the interweb, was like an aerial shot, which in those days was quite expensive to do because we didn't have drones. An aerial shot of the new shopping centre with all of these balloons going up, and the catchphrase was "shopping as it should be." And then there were concrete cows, of course, put in the field in Milton Keynes as well. But so Woburn is where my dad used to play golf at Woburn Golf Course. Yeah, and of course now, a couple of years back now, you've had a centre parks built at Woburn as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been there a few times. Yeah.
There you go. You see, it's a lovely part. But what you're telling me is that the conurbation that was Milton Keynes is stretching out, and it seems to be like
Yeah.
London getting ever bigger.
Houses going everywhere, cars everywhere. It's just ruining it, really.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It as was when I went back a few years back to Wootton, where I grew up. It was shocking. The fields where I used to walk across, which used to be laden with cows, are now housing estates. I used to go across these fields to get to school. And when I was born, I think the population of Wootton at the time when I was young was about 3,500. I daren't even look to see what the population is now, but it'd be many, many thousands of people. All right, but we all knew each other back in the day.
Yeah.
There we are. We've put the world to right about that area of the country. But how did you first get into writing music?
Well, I was never really good at English, so I don't know. But I always loved poetry, and it wasn't until about 5 or 6 years ago that I started thinking some of this is actually quite good. I do cringe when I look back at some of it, but I started getting a little bit more clever with the lyrics, and my inspiration was lots of artists that do clever lyrics and rappers as well, even though not the world's best rapper. And I don't know, I just started putting stories, my feelings into the story, and because a lot of my songwriting is life experience, I just wrote what I said, what I was thinking. And I always start a song with as a bit of a poem and then turn it into music. And then I never know what genre it's going to be until halfway through, because you can go anywhere with music. You can just, I've written a really sad song before and it's ended up being drum and bass, and yeah, it's just so exciting. You can do so much with it. I've done so many different versions of most of my songs.
I love that. How do you actually write the music side of things? You mentioned the words, and we'll kind of go back into that in a bit. But how do you actually write music? Do you do that on the computer? Are you like moving stuff around, or do you sit down at a piano, or how does that happen?
It's different most times, but I usually just put an idea down on my phone in my notes. I've got about just under 400 songs I've written.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I'll never be able to release them all. Some of the lyrics are just down, ready with no music, ready just to dive into. If I get a tune in my head, I'm like, oh, I've got a song about something that might go with this. So yeah, I've got loads of different songs about relationships, trials, difficult times in life, losing people, happy times. Every subject you could think of, I've probably got a song about it.
Wow, it's almost like dial a song.
Yeah, I might start selling them.
Dial a song with Hayley. That's a great idea. What was the catalyst for you? I mean, you say 4 or 5 years ago, right? So you weren't doing this, from like early teens or whatever. So what was the catalyst then that actually made you want to start? Was there some traumatic experience in your life or something, or was
Um,
the just right? Or
I've always loved karaoke and I've always loved singing, but I've always like copied other people. I mean, I can do Dido, I can do a bit of Shakira in their own style, and I couldn't actually find. I wanted to go on X Factor once, but I didn't have my own style. I was copying other people all the time, and then I just started putting some things together over things that had happened to me. I have had some issues and some meeting some people that have upset me and stuff. That's really given me ideas for a song. But yeah, I just started singing it in the mood I was in, and then it sort of all just come together. And then I started looking at my lines and thinking, like for example, if I'm just sitting there looking out the window staring, and I don't actually know what I'm staring at, I'll just literally write that down. It's actually in one of my songs. Just don't know what I'm staring at, and then so I write it all down, and then I try and make the lyrics more clever and flow better in a song. So yeah, it's literally just the thoughts that come to my head.
you must be absorbed by the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get carried away.
Do you sometimes forget like to do other things in life because you're so busy sort of like thinking about your music and whatever? It's like
Yeah,
you burnt the
I've
dinner
had a few
before,
people. I've forgotten to do dinner. I was actually writing away. Time just flew, and I was in here, and I said to everyone, "Look, I'm just leave me alone for an hour. I just want to practice this song." And I was just singing away, and I thought, "Do you know what? I'm gonna have a little glass of wine." So I had a glass of wine, and then it turned into 2 glasses of wine, and I was singing away, and then I suddenly realised it's about 7:15, and there was hungry people outside, and I thought, yeah, I need to stop what I'm doing now and put this down. But when you get an idea that just comes to your head, you just have to do it while you're thinking of it.
oh no, you certainly do. You certainly do. You mentioned that you're kind of inspired by people that write clever lyrics, etc. Can you name any of those? Who in particular?
Um, mm, Taylor Swift was a little bit of an influence. I never really got the feeling from her music, but the actual lyrics, the actual words were quite good. Adele. I do find a lot of great artists from the past have done some really good songs where the lyrics literally didn't need to be clever. They were just simple, but they were just good. They were classics. But just Billie Eilish a little bit. Yeah, just some of the singers that I'm listening to. A lot of them are indie artists, so they're not really popular. I just find them writing songs and doing really, really well, and some of them are pretty much on their way to being famous now. But yeah, there's a lot of men singers as well I like. can't always copy a lot of men's songs because they're in the wrong key for me. But
Because they're down
I
there.
like to get a song and change it to my style and like drop it down or take it up or whatever.
Yeah, that's been part of what you've done online as well, isn't it? Where you've copied other people's songs and done your own versions of songs. What's been your favorite song so far to copy? What have you been most proud of?
I like my U2 song With or Without You. I did
Brilliant
in
song.
my own style. And I also quite like a video. I'm not really proud of the video because I was really sad at the time and I looked really rough, but my lyrics were on point. And that was Zombie by the Cranberries. So yeah, I like to really put that moody style on some of the music.
Or you're just saying you got into
And
the part. If you
yeah,
were
I did.
singing Zombie, yeah, you just
I literally was singing like the Cranberries, and then I kept trying to think to myself, I need to change this up a little bit. I need to bring me back into it. So that's why I'm really focusing on my own songs at the minute, because I find it hard to sing someone else's song in my style unless I change it a bit. Like I
yeah.
can't sing Tina Turner without doing her accent. It's just crazy. But
I'm your
with me,
private
me.
dancer. Go into that, yeah.
Yeah, I can do that pretty well. Just need the wig.
We should do that at karaoke sometime. I'll join you.
Yeah.
We'll do
a duet.
yeah. Which is your favorite Tina Turner to do?
The one, it's not actually my favorite song, but the one I sing best is Simply the Best.
Simply the Best, yeah.
Yeah, my dad loves me singing that.
I think I'd go with that with you, or the Thunderdome one as well. I
love that. Yeah. Or Proud Mary.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you see, everybody of late's been doing like Proud Mary, kind of, because there was a whole thing like renaissance of doing like Tina Turner, sort of like early Tina Turner, Icon Turner type of stuff. But yeah, I think we could get into doing sort of like, looking for something, and now.
Oh yeah, you're actually quite good.
Thank you. Do you know what I mean? I think we could kind of.
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah.
We could turn up at a karaoke and do that. I'll wear the wig, you wear the wig. We could be like Ed Sheeran and what's his face when they were doing the subway the other day. I think we could fool everybody.
I think we'd be better.
You think we'd be better?
Positivity, yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be good. What's the ambition for you and your music? Is this just something that you want to do as part of your life, or do you want to take it a bit further?
I like to stay in control of my music. I actually got the opportunity to have a small record label, but I don't want to stick to one style, and I don't want my covers done for me, and I don't want people telling me what I want to do.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Yeah, I want to be in control of my music. So I want to. I mean, I don't really do gigs or go on stage. But I would. But I'm really happy doing it at home, doing my videos, and just pushing it out there. Really. I mean, I've got a few little ways of promoting. We've got a really good support team on Instagram and TikTok. I think Instagram's my favorite at the minute. I need to try and grow the rest. I need to try and grow my YouTube, but it's really hard to concentrate on all of them and to reply to everybody.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I find myself doing that as well. Like I find like Instagram's probably the easiest one for like keeping on top of, and then like the others, it's like, and then suddenly I'll think, oh my word, I've done like 3 or 4, because of the volume as well. I think I've done 3 or 4 interviews on YouTube, and I haven't done any of the SEO for it yet, or I haven't like pushed it or whatever, or made sure it's in the right, made sure it's in the right playlist. So then I'll find a weekend and I'll be like,
catching up with everyone,
trying to catch up. Of course, if I was bonkers successful, and had loads of money, I'd have a whole team just sitting there doing that all day long, which would be marvelous.
Yeah.
Do you find you get all of these people messaging you every 5 minutes going, I will make your TikTok or I'll make your YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But I just feel like then I wouldn't, like a bit like you, I'd feel like I wasn't in control of it then. And I want
Yeah.
it, you know, I like messaging people, and I like knowing who people are and having those
Yeah.
conversations.
Yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time last year supporting people that didn't support back. And so this year I've resolved to, doesn't have to be supporting me necessarily, but just supporting other artists. I mean, you see people that are following a few famous people, but they don't follow anyone back, and they want you to follow them and they want you to like their stuff, but they'll never give any support to any other indie artist. And yeah, that's fine if you want to do it, but we've only got so much time, and I want to prioritize my time for kind people and people that love music and want to help other people as well as their own. Because I was making videos for people that didn't even say thank you or acknowledge they were on there. Whereas other
Wow.
people are saying, oh, I'd love it if one day you could do a video for me. And I'm thinking, they're such a good supporter, and I haven't done anything for them yet. So yeah, I just got to get my priorities right.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I started, and I know you're in there, the community thing as well, because I wanted to try and give people a way of, if they wanted to monetize as well their community, they could bring their community into there and monetize it at the same time, and also
Yeah.
then maybe give more back in there to their community. So if people were supporting them, they could give
Yeah.
more back. Do you know what I mean? I just feel
Mm.
like that's I'll have to show you how to monetize it sometime. But yeah, that's really, I think, where these things need to go, because the trouble is, it is like that. It's the same as when I try and get people on here for the podcast. There's no rhyme or reason sometimes in terms of who says yes and who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And so many people, when they get to a level, they go, email my manager, and you email the manager, and the manager doesn't do anything. They don't respond, don't reply, don't say anything. I don't mind if they write back and they go, we feel it's not a fit, or we don't want to do it, or whatever. I don't mind that, because at least that's
they're letting you know.
letting me know. It's when they just don't do anything, and that's daft. And sometimes even I'll contact a musician. They say email the manager. And then when I go back to the musician and say I haven't heard anything, they go, oh, I'll just book it, because they really want to do it. And you think, well, sack off your manager then. What are they doing? Why are you paying them money?
Yeah. This is why
No,
go on. I was going to say, this is why I kind of did started this playlist for artists that, you know, there's lots of people paying to get their music out there, and I just wanted to build it. I mean, I needed a lot more followers for it to get better, and they have to be genuine followers, but it's slowly getting there. And I want it to be a playlist where people come to hear new music that they've not heard before, or to put their music on it so that it can give them a boost when it first comes out, and just to encourage people to get together, hear different music, follow each other. And yeah, so I'm really trying to grow that at the minute.
And that playlist is called
Supporting Artists Teamwork.
There you go. Right. So what we'll do is we're going to use that little clip of you saying that now in the interview, right? We'll make that into a little clip, and then we can put that out later on the old social medias, and then we can we'll put the link. We'll try and get as many people as possible following. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Yeah, rock on.
Would you see, showing my age, where would you like to what would be, if I could help you in any way in the music career, and maybe give you money and other stuff, what would you like to do? What if you had the help out there, what would be the ambition then?
Well, as far as the playlist, first of all, is I would want to grow it and connect with other playlist creators. And so when people come to me with songs and I perhaps can't fit it on, or I can then say, right, I think this would be suited better in one of my contacts playlists, and to basically do the kind of job that these promotion people do without having too much hassle, keeping it under control as far as I can handle it, but to do it for free. And for it to be one of them playlists that people look up on Spotify, because Spotify aren't going to help your playlist get out there unless it starts getting really active. So yeah, you need to do it yourself, really. Spotify aren't very much help.
Yeah. And what about for you? What about yourself for your
me,
music? Yeah.
I would like to have. I don't want to be world famous, but I'd like to be popular enough to people that like my music so that they will listen to it. And I would love it to pay for itself and to just make something from it, but to be able to enjoy it without the pressure. Because that way I won't have to do much work. I can then focus more on the music side of it, because it is what I'm waking up with it when I've got a day to myself and I put the kettle on and make a cup of coffee and I'm like, today's my music day. I just get such a buzz. Like, it is the best day in the world. So it could be pouring down with rain outside and it don't matter, you know. It's just the best job for me.
So ordinarily you work as well as make the music
Just
and whatever.
part-time a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But if you could just do this day in, day out, that would be,
I would love it. Yeah.
that would be marvelous. Okay.
I'd be dangerous.
Would you?
I'd be dangerous.
I like that. I'd be dangerous. There's a great quote. Would you how would you be dangerous, Hayley?
Well, I think I could see myself, especially collaborating with other people, becoming a bit more of a threat to those that are on the platform doing the same things. Whereas, because I think I could bring a lot of different stuff. I mean, I love my jungle, love my liquid drum and bass. I love mixing like orchestral music with EDM and getting a bit of a drum, you know, just mixing like genres together. I would love to make up my own genres and just put them out there.
Make your own genres up. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen, we need. I don't know. I've been pushing it a little bit lately with some of the guests that come on, but what we need is some alternative Christmas songs as well. Don't you think?
I don't like Christmas music.
Yeah, well, exactly. Then you'd be the perfect person for that, right?
Well, what, like a drum and bass jungle beat?
Yeah. Could we?
So I'm actually getting into more music with just a few lyrics, because drum and bass and all that sort of, you want to hear the music for a bit of it. You want more instrumental, and then so it's not just like words all the way through it.
Yeah. Yeah. So like you know, Goldie was back in the day, or like in a city life, and you know, it'd just be
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Love
You only
drum and
need
bass.
like 3 words, right? 3 words. If you think about all of those great songs, right? Brown paper bag, inner city life, you know, and they were just like, you just that was the refrain over the top, and then it was just everything underneath.
Yeah.
Marvelous. That's what you want. If you could think of 3 words now to put into a drum and bass song, what would they be? Just immediately off the top of your head. There we go.
Power it up.
Power it up. See?
I don't know where that came from. This is live. I can't take it back.
No, but that's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just think of that now. You've just done it. Power it up.
Yeah.
That's got to be a song. You've got to write that now.
Yeah,
You've got to do that.
I'm bringing out the jungle this year.
Power it up. It's going to be great. I'll tell you what, that's going to be big. Power it up. Your folks, power it up. It's going to be in the shops later this year. It'll be on the Spotify. Download it. Let's get it to number 1 for Christmas. It's got nothing to do with Christmas.
Power it up.
Doesn't even say. Yes, I know. Here's the tenuous link between Christmas and whatever. Any of you who are parents out there will know that Christmas is a time for batteries, and batteries are what you put into toys and everything else to power it up. So we want you to think about
Where are you getting this link from?
it's good. It's right, isn't it? Come on,
That's right. Yeah, it's right.
you've had a daughter. You know the drill. It's
I've got 2 actually.
Your 2 daughters, right? How many batteries for toys over the years have you bought? Exactly.
Yeah, loads.
Exactly.
But they're kind of in boxes and drawers everywhere, and some of them are dead, and some of them aren't, and you can never find them when you want them. You can never have enough batteries.
That needs to be a lyric in there as well. You can never find enough of them when you want them. Power it up.
Yeah.
Right, and it feels like it could be a sentence about men or women or the right partner or whatever. Never find enough of them when you need them. Power it up. It's actually all about.
You're boring me. Power it up.
Yeah, that as well. You might get you might get sponsorship from some very interesting people for that, Hayley.
Yeah, maybe.
Anne Summers, here we come. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you about your music. We will be adding something of yours to the My Music podcast playlist as well, which is it sits at around about 4 hours long now, I think it is. Which is crazy playlist. So what I try and do is I try and add like a song from everybody that's been on, and given like the fact that we've got like over 500 artists that have been on, you know, then it's quite long, but it's very eclectic, and hopefully it gets people. It makes it easier for people to start that way. So hopefully people will go and check out your music now as a result of that. Hayley, thank you so much for joining me today. Folks, do go out and check out Hayley's music. Watch out for me and Hayley turning up at a karaoke near you sometime soon as Tina Turner. We are simply the best. And look out for the drum and bass Christmas hit, Power It Up, which will be winging its way to you sometime or other during the year. If she doesn't write it, I will. We'll be back soon with more of my music. If you've enjoyed this today, please do go and share, press the button, do the likes and all of that sort of thing. And we will see you in and around. Bye for now.